Hey, what's going on YouTube? Being started here bringing you another video. Just now, Hell in a Cell just ended for the WWE pay-per-view on the WWE Network for only $9.99 a month. I'm just going to give you guys a little recap for those of you who didn't get a chance to see it or don't have the network or whatever. The first match, they opened up the match with a Ziggler versus Cesaro in a 2 out of 3 falls for the Intercontinental Championship. It was a really good match, actually. I thought it was really smart for them to have that to start off the show. You got Cesaro and Ziggler, two technically gifted athletes to start off the show. Ziggler actually ended up winning a 2-0 sweep. The second fall was actually really cool. He did like a super kick into the zigzag. So he like super kicked him. He turned this way, zigzag, boom. It was done. It was a really good match. Probably my favorite match of the night. Um, Arguably, I mean, you can argue that in the main event. Which we'll obviously get into at the end of the video. Next match was Nikki versus Brie. It was a good match. I was jokingly saying the entire past couple months that they should fight inside the cell, but they didn't obviously because they're not gonna fucking do that. But Nikki actually ended up winning. It was actually a pretty decent match for it being a Divas match. Obviously, it was pretty good. It went back and forth. Brie had her moments, but Nikki ended up winning clean victory. And also the stipulation was the loser had to be the personal assistant. So Brie will now for the next 30 days be Nikki's assistant. Next up was Golden Stardust against the Usos for the tag titles. Golden Stardust did retain the belts as well as actually everyone retained their titles tonight. Just letting you know, spoiler right there. Like I said, again, it was a pretty good match. It went back and forth. Goldust definitely carried the match a lot. Like Stardust wasn't really in the match a lot, but Goldust did his thing. I've always said with Goldust, and there's certain other ones like Jericho and RV, they just get better with age. Like he's older now, but he's probably better now than he was back in the day. But as I said, it was a really good match, and Gold and Stardust did retain. Next match was the first Hell in a Cell match. Cena versus Orton, yes. Cena versus Orton did not close out the show. 53rd time's a charm, right? This is actually their 53rd match together. It was a Hell in a Cell match. It was pretty good. It was decent, I guess. I think I liked it almost as much as I liked their other one back in 2009. Cena actually ended up winning. He did the attitude adjustment off of the top rope through a table on Orton. But all in all, it was a pretty good match. Like I said, solid back and forth match. Orton and Cena, even though we hate seeing them fight each other like a million times, they always put on good shows for the most part together because the chemistry there is just so strong and good. Next up was Sheamus versus The Miz for the U.S. title. Sheamus, of course, retained the title with a bro kick. But the best part, obviously, is Damien Mizdow. Mizdow he's the best. But again, Mizdow just I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with him, but hopefully they split that up soon and give him some sort of thing because I've always been a fan of Sandow, regardless. Anyway, Rusev versus the Big Show was the next match. Big Show's coming out strong. Everyone thought he was gonna win. He didn't. Mark Henry came out, not interfered per se, like in a bad way, but he came out to help support Big Show. Rusev kicked him. He kicked him. Mark Henry trying to get involved. He kicked him again. Then he kicked Big Show again. It was just a bunch of kicks, and then he ended up doing the accolade, and the Big Show actually tapped out. So I don't know what they're going to do next with Rusev. Who knows? But Rusev did come out winning. Next was AJ versus Paige for the Divas title. That was actually a really good match. Obviously, AJ and Paige are arguably the best two Divas that we have. And again, they went back and forth. They had a lot of good spots. They had this one out spot outside. Paige went on top of the barricade. Looked like she was about to do a superplex on AJ into the crowd. Then she countered and swung her legs and she kind of hit her head hard. Paige hit her head pretty hard on the barricade. Match pretty much ended after that. She was about to get counted out, and Alicia Fox had to roll her into the ring. And when she got in the ring, AJ just did Black Widow, tapped out. It was over. Last but not least was Rollins versus Ambrose. This was pretty much the last minute to talk about this. It was amazing. They started off on top of the cell. It was great. Rollins climbed it, but then he got off. He's like, no, I don't want to. He told Mercury and Noble to go up there. They went up there. He beat the hell out of them with a kendo stick. But by the way, Ambrose came out like it was like a ninja sword. It was pretty sweet. So he beat up there. Rollins did eventually climb up there. They're fighting up there. They end up getting. They actually fought onto the side of the cell, and they both flew off the cell into tables, which was awesome. It was not as cool as Foley, obviously, but it was good. But they ended up actually getting back in the ring after being stretched out. Came back. It was going back and forth. Ambrose could control most of it, but then Bray Wyatt interfered. Lights went out right when he was about to curb stomp Rollins through, and Bray Wyatt interfered, and that was pretty much it. Rollins actually did win, so I don't know what they're going with this, but I don't know. Overall, the pay-per-view was great. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about the pay-per-view if you did see it, and as always, hashtag race and peace.